guys? Welcome to Big Beard and Friends, episode 245. One day I'm going to catch it. I'm going to try to catch that. Anyway, what is going on? You might as well know that we have the camera and the new computers up and running, so we are doing the pre-recorded right now. But at any rate, tonight I'm going to talk about simply asking for help. Now, whatever it is, first and foremost, that you are going through, and whatever it is that's got you feeling down and out, or feeling like you don't want to belong, or you think you don't need to belong, listen, knock it off and stop it, because you are somebody. And if you need somebody to talk to, you can write me. I'll tell you all. I ain't got to know you to give you some encouraging words. But I am going to say tonight might actually resonate with some people. It might not. But I'm going to go ahead and start it. Tonight I'm going to talk about asking for help. Now, for some people, it's a lot of people, asking for help is not an easy thing. When you ask for help, what does it mean? What does it mean to you? What does it mean? Well, it simply means asking someone to do something that would be easier for them, such as giving advice or doing a part of the work or money, or, it can also mean admitting that you don't know how to do something. See? Or that you could do something better, or with faster with assistance. You see? Asking for help to me is a sign of strength. I think I can have many benefits. If you ask for help, you got to remember that you're not giving up. I mean, anybody all day, anybody can come at you for not knowing something. Anybody can tell you or dog you or put you down for not knowing something. But after a few moments, after a while, you have to start asking yourself, well, how am I going to learn if all they're going to do is run their mouth? I mean, to me, it means you're not giving up. You're reaching out. You're finding new ways to solve problems. You're asking for help, right? In other words, you're doing hard work. And when you let others help you do that hard work, everyone is better off. It's not, so you can't do something, or they can do something, or they do something better, or you just think that person is whatever they'll do, whatever it may be. I'm sure you didn't always know what you might or may not know. One day you had to ask for help. What does it mean? It's to make it possible. Easier for someone to do something by offering your services. You can tell yourself things like, why is it so important to ask for help? Some people don't want help. And I don't mean like a dad going down the road reading directions or a map, or they don't even do maps anymore, do they? I have a map in my car. But I did grow up, not grow up, when I was younger years ago. When I was really young, I didn't even use a map. We were just rode. People knew. They do, a big one that folded up, and that was maybe it, but not an actual atlas or a map. No, I did not. But we still had printed out Google. You guys old enough to remember the Google Maps, where you had to, several pages of where you were going. That's what it was like when my wife and I first got together, like 23 years ago. Wow, I'm old. But listen, why is it asking for help, though? Why is it important? It keeps you strong, and it helps you rise up to whatever challenge that you're facing. I think we forget that. I think that we forget that we're all facing challenges. Me, you, whoever, somebody's facing some type of challenge. But see, accepting the support of others, it won't, like, not only does it ease your burden, it strengthens you further, dude. I mean, it's weird. It reveals your true character is what I'm trying to say, folks. Keeping you strong and help you rise up to whatever challenge you make. I mean, think about that. It's your vulnerability is what I'm saying. That makes you real. You don't have to look like for help like it's giving up either. Is it giving up if you ask for help? No. Hell no, it's not. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's refusing to give up. And I don't mean taking advantage of people. I mean truly not caring, giving up. Don't do that. I know I sit up here, I tell you week after week after week, I'm not going to do this and do that and do this and do that. But listen, I'm a religious man. I don't turn around and push it on people. And when it comes to Jesus and it comes to my religion, he tells me to keep asking and you will receive what you ask for. Using his name. What's that purpose? Does it what's the purpose of asking for help? You ever think of that? Do you have a purpose? Sounds redundant, doesn't it? If you get it right, asking someone for help can be as valuable for them as it is you. It might be a chance to maybe showcase their skills maybe, or to increase their confidence by teaching someone else. I think some get off on the fact that they know something that someone else don't. So they talk shit about them. They talk a lot of smack about them. And then they go, ha, 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 ha. Joking is different. But there are people out there who mean it with all ounce of no respect nor dignity. But see, if you do it right, like I said, it can foster that culture of cooperation. It's where people learn from one another and work together to find solutions. That's what it's about. You can hate someone all the time for not knowing something. But there's a power of asking. Actually, there's a power of asking yourself, is it okay, and why? Is it okay to ask for help? But more so like, why? Sometimes it's unavoidable. I mean, if we have no good way to get to the why and we need to move forward, we go on with our best guess and we do what knowing it's just that. It's the best guess. That's the why. But if you ask for help, is it really okay? It's often normal. It's healthy to have friends and people that you can go to during the difficult times, I promise you. Those moments of emotional distress and whatnot, we all have them. We all go through these. If you can sit all day or whatever you want to do all day, if you can go about your whole entire day and understand or think that you've got it good, you got it all figured out, it's all exactly what you want it to be, and everything that you do is going to come to pass because you got it together, then congratulations. But most people don't. We have that emotional. Some people never have wanting for help attitude in them, a lot of us don't want help. But when you want it, it's hard. I'm sure I'm high strung and you may be worse than me or more than me or maybe higher strung, however it works. But for some people, I know that they fear asking for help. They're afraid it'll make them look incompetent or weak or inferior or made fun of or feel stupid. That's not okay to make people feel that way, folks. Some of my friends make fun of me and I say make fun of me, not enough to make me, mad, but all jokingly, I'll say, for getting on week after week after week. And I preach this kindness, so to speak, you can say. I put on here good things. I try to be positive, and I get slack from that. People I haven't never met have wrote me, told me like, you're this, you're that, stop. You're disgusting. Please. I don't think that I am good at anything. I think that I can only share experiences. I can read what I write and do research on. If you're asking for help, it's hard, but people won't help more than you realize. I promise they do. Don't give up. Consider giving up. Trying to meet expectations. Trying to be successful. Caring about what other things. That's what you need to do. Oh, well, they're fat, someone might say. Or, oh, they're too little, someone might say. Oh, look at them, someone might. Oh, look. Let me tell you something. The best weight that you could ever lose is the weight of other people's opinions. If someone asks you for help, you should be there. But you got to understand, some people aren't real either. Some people don't know how. Like there's things you like what not to do when asking for help. Don't ask someone to fetch information that you can't get yourself. Don't do that. Ask for what you really need. Don't expect people to jump onto your timeline and your time and what you got. No, don't do it. And remember that there's a difference in between asking for help and asking a favor. And don't mistake that needing help for that wanting connection. Huh? Don't. When it means you're not giving up, people look at you more in a fashion and in a manner that they know they have been there. They know that these things happen to the best of us, to the worst of us, to all of us. It can be scary, though. And I'm going to tell you why it can be scary to ask for help. You want to know? Let me tell you. We're afraid of getting hurt, stigmatized. When we ask for help, we don't know how the other person will respond. They might help us carry our burdens, which would be fantastic. There's always a risk that when you share your feelings and you tell people how you feel and you ask for help, that they'll hurt you even more. It's uncomfortable. To some of us, that asking for help feels like a sign of weakness. We, generally speaking, we try to avoid seeming to ourselves like we are inadequate or incompetent or needy. We don't want people to think that we can't do it alone. Well, we want them to think that we're tough enough. We don't have to have those kind of thoughts. I struggle to accept help sometimes, huh? There's a few possible reasons. If you have that persona that focuses on like appearing strong and independent and accepting, help could make you feel vulnerable and created conflict with that perception of yourself. You feel you have imposter syndrome and have become a failure is basically what it feels like. But it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. There's people out there who are headstrong, self-possessed, or independent, you might say, or unwise. You might even call it stubborn. We all are guilty of that. If you're making excuses for someone or compromising your integrity, I want you to know something today, folks, that's not all right. That's when you don't need to help someone. If you're making excuses or compromising that integrity, I'll say it again because I read it and I've done the research on it and I see it and I'm telling you right now. These are questions people have. Is it weak to ask for help? Actually, no. It's a freaking sign of strength, not a sign of weakness at all. It shows that you are trying so hard that that's almost better to see people see you do. I don't know, that gets me to think that asking for help is weak that's the weak part. We all need help sometimes, folks. Financial, spiritual, emotional, physical help. All the aspects where we need to simply get through life, we need that. People might even say, is it a sin not to help someone? It's not always a sin to fail to help someone in need. It is good to be generous. You can be repaid in eternal life. But you got to remember that, as I was saying at the beginning, to keep you strong and help you rise above whatever challenge it is. That's that power. You get power from that. You dig? Why do we scream for help? Do you scream for help? We do. They actually say it's like a nucleus in the brain that helps and that heightens awareness. That's why we scream. I don't know, when they're help, when when you're really defensive, when you're like really asking for help, not one of those like help, I need help. I meant like help, and yeah. Does it make you weak? The weakness in asking for help is in not asking for help. I'm telling you, I'll tell it all day. If you got it all together, congratulations, but a lot of us we don't want to be rejected. A lot of us don't want people to hang that over your head. People don't like asking. Some people don't mind it, but when it comes to certain things, you got to realize that asking for help can be healthy. It can be a good thing. You learn yourself. That mentality, the mental health part is there, the human connection, that small acts of kindness that I talk about. It says that can make that big difference, and that's why I try to do what I do. It's difficult, but you got to learn not to ever give up. No matter what you got going on in life, no matter what it is, no matter where you're at, no matter who you are, it's hard, right? I just told a good friend of mine the other day, it's hard to be a good person, isn't it? And it ain't that it's hard to be a good person. People make it hard. I'm just telling you, when you want to be strong, you want to sit back and know what strength is and know what power is, ask for help. Asking for help is hard, I know. And if someone or something doesn't go in that way of the help, or it don't work out, you're doing your part. You got gears moving, and now you can understand that asking for help is where that power is. I'm telling you. I have asked for help, huh? You dig? I've asked for help. And when I asked, it was for me. It was for a situation that I was in, and it wasn't help from money, and it wasn't help from, it was a mental thing. I needed help, and I got it. A good friend of mine, he helped me. And I thank you. A good friend of mine that helps and pours into me every time. Every time I see him. Every time, almost every single time, somehow, 5 minutes, 5 hours, all day, I get something from him. It's a good friend of mine who lives on the creek, and I'm telling you, that's his mentality. I asked for help and I got it, so I try to reciprocate that back. I hope that you can do that. I hope that you will see within yourself that you are somebody, and if you need to ask for help, or if you need that kind of power and strength to feel yourself, to know that you can do it. Ask for help and don't be scared. I hope that you can do that. That's all I got. That's all I got. I hope that you guys watching have a fantastic evening. I hope that your Friday is great, and I hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm going to go and get fatter. Yeah. What are those 3 words I say every single week after week, whatever? Love, peace, chicken grease. Later, guys. Thanks for watching.